everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the new book from Named. It's called Breaking the Pattern, and here is the gorgeous book. I'm going to go through what's inside there, what patterns it contains and all the variations thereof. There's actually quite a lot in there. It's got all the patterns at the back there as well for you to trace out and use. I was very kindly sent this from Minerva Crafts a few weeks ago to try out, and I'm actually wearing one of the patterns from the book today. This is the Solina dress. It's a long dress with the high neck ties and little ribbon ties on the wrist as well. So, you know, it's a typical Named pattern in that, you know, it's beautiful classic clothing with a twist, as you could expect from their stuff. So let's get to it. So this is the new book from Named. Lovely book, great colours, very typically Named in design, I think. It's got that very cool classic Scandi look to it. I'm just going to flip through this and show you what's inside. So we've got the contents page, it's got the projects all listed out here, no photos, so you do have to flip through for the photos. This is Sarah and Laura looking very cute in a few of their patterns from the book there as well. So the book starts off with a lot of writing. It's a lot of how to use the book, how to use the patterns, how to sew, what you need, all of that kind of stuff, as you would expect. So all the kind of instructions, more like a glossary and a how-to for bits that come up later in the book. And you can see there's plenty of fitting information here as well, which is great. So it's telling you how to measure yourself. And then this bit's really good. It's got all their sizing charts and their pattern alterations here. So basically what they recommend if you are taller, shorter, wider, thinner, then what their patterns are drafted for, and it's got little graphics as to how you would alter each kind of style of pattern, so whether it's a trouser, skirt or bodice or dress, to achieve that. So that's a really interesting read, and I think great for people who want to learn more about fitting. It's got a bit of information about fabrics, what they recommend, what all the different fabrics they recommend are basically here. I really like this. It's got all their pattern covers. This must be from their workshop or something, but I thought that looks really cute. And we are moving on to the projects already. So they start off with really simple projects. The first one is a tote bag. I am not going to try to pronounce all the names on these patterns because I'm going to pronounce them wrong. So I'm going to go with the tote bag for the first one. And it's got a little line drawing of it, how much fabric you need, measurements, and a little cutting guide, layout guide as well. More information on it's got all the instructions on how to sew each one. I really like the line drawings with their patterns. I think they've got loads of information in that. And just a little bit more on that. So the first clothing pattern is this Blouse and Tunic. Now you'll find that all their patterns come with a variety of variations. So this is the Blouse and Tunic one. You'll find that the names have little translations of them, and they're all kind of like grouped together in kind of earthy tones, earthy neutral things you'll find as you go through, which I think is really cute. So the first one with the blouse, it's like a loose fitting blouse with a split seam on the arm, and it's got little ties at the bottom and a gathered waist as well. So loose fits, a little bit of more of a contemporary boho look, I would say. Again, all the fitting instructions, it's got some nice graphics. It's got this really interesting crossover back detail here, which looks really good. So it's kind of one of these things where although it's relatively covered up, there's a few quite exposed areas there. The second thing in the same kind of pattern is this tunic. So it's kind of like a t-shirt. It uses basically the same sleeves and I think the first top half of the bodice without gathering at the bottom there. And it has almost looks like a skirt, but it's like just split open to the waist. So basically just a big almost rectangle going around the bottom of that top. The next one is the Ray pants. Now I've seen these in real life. One of the name girls was wearing it at their launch party, and this is a simple elasticated waist trouser, loose fitting pants. That means that they'll be really easy to fit. They're nice and flowy. They've got some interesting design details on these patterns. So these ones actually have an open slit on the front of each leg. They go up to kind of just over the knee, like mid-thigh length. That really depends on how tall you are as to how far that's going. So it gives you a bit more movement, a little bit more open than you would otherwise get. And then all just gathered around the top. There are some photographs as well as the line drawings in here, which can help if that's what you're looking for. These have inseam pockets as well, so you can see the kind of open split leg thing. Probably more of a summer look, I'd imagine, as that's going to be a little bit airy, I think, for winter time. Actually really like the shoes that they're wearing here as well. That's really cute. And the next one is this skirt and pinafore. I have a feeling that this one's going to be a popular one to make. So the skirt is like a simple wrap pencil skirt. It's got a really nice shape. It's got a little tie detail at the waist, with some D-ring loops on there, which looks pretty cool. Looks like it's going to be easy to make, easy to fit, and that's very typically named, I would say, in terms of the style here. And that's just finished with a facing on the inside. Some nice photos of that. Great for workwear, I think. This one I think is going to be quite popular. It's definitely one of the top ones on the list for me to make. And that's this double-breasted pinafore dress, which I think looks really cute. It's really tailored, really fitted. And it's got these rows of buttons down the front of them. Yeah, it just looks really, really cute. It's fully lined, which I thought was interesting. It makes it kind of, I quite like it for winter. I can imagine it just with a polo neck jumper underneath. I think it would look really cute. So you'll find through the book, you'll have these sewing skill parts, and they've got the photographs and a bit more detail about, so in this case, how to line it. The one previously to this was how to put inseam pockets in as well. So it's just giving you a bit more detail on how to sew those specific skills. And this is a little bit more of a kind of whole outfit photo for the dress. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a firm favourite. I think it's one of those things that's going to look really flattering on, and I think it could be really versatile. You can make it look really smart and, like, you know, wear it to work, wear it to the office, and also make it super casual if you wanted to. But that is definitely on my list to make. So moving on to the next one is this jersey pattern. It's a dress, two dresses in fact, a t-shirt and a tunic, so you're getting 4 in 1 with that one, guys. The first one is a turtleneck long sleeve kind of semi-fitted dress with splits down the side. I think it looks very much like the Nico pattern from True Bias slash the Freya from Tilly and the Buttons, slash probably a dozen other patterns that are very similar to this. I'd say it does look fabulous on this lady here. Again, all of the patterns for each different view as well have the fabric quantity and requirements, finish measurements at the beginning of each part for jumping straight into the instructions. So we've got this. This is the second option. Yeah, this is the second one of this particular pattern, and that's this knot front dress. So basically it's using these separate panels that you place over the front of the dress that then tie in a knot. I don't know if you can see that in a bit more detail. It's got this little tie extra detail here. and it shows you just how to put that together over the top there, and it just looks really cute. I think that's one of the things that can help to really draw in the detail at the waist and bring things in if that's what you're looking for, or hide a little bit actually if you wanted to as well, but that's going to look really, really cute. I think I've seen one of those on Instagram already and it does look lovely. The next one's just the plain t-shirt, so essentially I think it's just the, actually I don't think that is a separate piece. So the patterns are all included in this, by the way, and I'll show you some of those at the end too. But this is just a simple t-shirt finished with a neckband. Again, just a classic style if you're looking for a t-shirt. Actually, I'm always looking for a nice t-shirt pattern, so I'm definitely going to be trying this one at some point. And the last one is a tunic length top. It's again just almost like a long t-shirt, little cap sleeves, and then a long center front split there, which looks really cool. I guess it's one of those things you could just kind of sew down that and make it like a dress if you wanted to, but that works really well as well. So moving on, this is the Solina dress, and this I really like this. It's got the high neck, long sleeves, a little bit prim, but I kind of love it. It's got these ties over the wrists and also one in the middle too. You start to move on to more complicated projects as the book goes on. So this one's using a mandarin collar, it's got an invisible zip, etc. So slightly more complicated techniques there. Let's move this out the way. And you have a little bit of a better view with the line drawing there as well. Some close-ups of that one, and let's skip ahead a little bit. So the next view of this is making a jumpsuit. So it uses the top half of the Solina like this style, and uses the trousers from earlier. So these trousers make a combination of the two to make a really lovely jumpsuit. So it's got the split on the front leg here, and they've kept it sleeveless and without the turtleneck as well. Just really love how that fold looks. That pleat looks really good, and that one uses a fabric belt too. So this top pattern uses the same bodice as the dress, keeps the waist tie at the front, uses a zip down the back, and just basically omits the sleeves from that. There we go. A little view of the top and how that looks too. And next, moving on to a shirt. I really like this shirt. I love the details that these girls put into their patterns. I think that they're really, really cute. So this shirt, I don't know if you can see on here, has little cutouts. It's got like a princess seam with little cutouts on the top part here. I don't know if you can see that a little bit more clearly here. It's got a back yoke as well. So a lot of classic shirt details, but with a twist basically. So you can probably see that with a bit more detail on the top here. The next version of this shirt is the shirt dress, which is definitely on my list of things to make. It's this and the pinafore that are at the top of that list. I've already made one of the Solina dresses, so these two are next on the list. And this dress is just super, super cute. It's a little bit like the older dress in terms of the Grain Line Studio older dress in terms of the actual shape. It's got the gathering at the waist around the back part of the dress, and it's got this really cute little collar detail where there's a little ruffle in the collar too. Again, just like these little quirks of these main patterns, I just love. I love seeing. Just so you can check what the back of that looks like. Yeah, so the ruffles go all the way around the back of that. The next view is this shirt, the sleeveless shirt, which again I think is going to be a firm favourite. I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot of these because this looked really good in the photos, and that's this shirt here. So it's got this long ruffle that's inserted into the princess seam. It's got this long ruffle that's inserted into the princess seam all the way around here. I think it looks really, really cool. I think that a lot of people are going to want to make this one. So the next one is the cocktail dress. So we're moving on from quite kind of work day casual wear. This is like their evening dress, I think, on there. It looks quite simple, but it's got some really interesting design lines that are a little bit more clearer in the line drawing here. So it's got a diagonal bodice dart going across here that is offset in each part. So you can just see the line here, but there's a little line here and a little line here as well. It looks interesting, and I think if you've got like different coloured fabrics, or you know, something where you can see the disjointed line, I think that could look really, really interesting. So you can see that here, or even just like colour block that. So you use the top half in one colour and then this part in a different colour. You'd be really emphasise that kind of diagonal and shape that comes with that. So this one is this, so you've got the simple kind of plain cocktail dress version here, and you've also got a version with a big got a version with a big flutter sleeve as well. Or if they could call it a butterfly sleeve dress, in fact, so you can get an idea of what that looks like. It's almost a little bit cape-like around the top. So it uses the same bodice, but just has a big sleeve insert with that. And I think that looks like it's going into a princess seam as opposed to being inset. So it's definitely much more cape-like rather than a proper sleeve, if you know what I mean. So this is the second trouser pattern that they have in here, and that's the jeans pattern. This is an interesting jeans pattern in that it's made of lots of different pieces. This isn't a case of, you know, one front leg, one back leg piece. They've got lots of different cut lines on this, and they've actually made their sample one here out of remnant pieces of fabric. So you know, pieces cut from secondhand jeans and from other projects, and just mix and match those to fit onto here, which I think is really good, because you know, everyone has leftover jeans, you know, jeans that you know, there's a rip somewhere, you're not wearing them anymore, you don't like them for whatever reason, but that doesn't mean the denim's not good, or what's left of the denim's not good, and you may want to just repurpose and reuse some of that to make these. And I think that's a really, really good idea. I think I'm definitely going to try it out and see if I can make that work for myself. It does mean a lot of pattern pieces. You can probably see that there's a lot going on over here. So I've got 14 pattern pieces in total. So it's a bit of a big project, I think, but worth it. They do look rather cool there. Again, it's lots of interesting details here. Details on how to sew a fly zip. I haven't actually gone through this myself in terms of how their techniques match up to other fly zips that I've done, but hopefully they'll be as straightforward as I found previously. So they've got their edges unfinished here. You can see the little frayed bit. And again, one of those things that's very cool, very kind of in fashion at the moment, dare I say it. So some more pictures. I think it looks really good with that shirt. And the last pattern in the book is this jacket or coat. It's like a modern take on a trench coat, it looks like. Just this large collar coat with an illusion lapel in there. And again, it's a lot of fabric, it's a lot of pieces, 20 pattern pieces, but it is fully lined, okay? So it's again a big project, and they're really working you through from, you know, that tote bag at the very beginning and you're meant to just work your way through and build up the skills until you're confident enough to take on a project like this. If you can have a look at the photos on there, again, looks really, really good. So at the end of the book, it's got ideas on how to kind of hack things up, add details, add what you want to your patterns to make it unique to you. So things like changing the shape of the collars, adding pockets, swapping elements around, adding things here and there, colour blocking as well, so how to chop up your pattern to colour block them as you want to. And a little glossary at the back too. At the very back of the book, you've got all your patterns. So I'm going to slide off my little covering that comes here, and you've got all the patterns. So you've got all the patterns here, they're all overlapped, and they're all, I think there's 6 sheets in total, front and back. So you do need to trace them all. I think that's pretty standard with book patterns in particular. Like, I wouldn't expect them to have all of those individually kind of cut, printed out, because that would make this book like ridiculously thick, right? But everything is in there. So all the different variations actually do have all their own pattern pieces. So it's not a case that, you know, they're asking you to redesign each piece as you need them. They do have everything included in there, and all the instructions too for each one. So what you're getting with what looks like, let's find the, because a lot of the patterns come with more than one view, actually, although it doesn't look like that many projects, you are actually getting 20 patterns out of those. So it's, you know, so it's giving you a lot of variety for your money. It's giving you a lot of sewing pattern for your money as well. I think so, as long as you like enough of them anyway. I mean, if my favourites, I've definitely got my favourites, and I definitely have things that I want to be trying. I'm not sure I love everything equally, I'll be honest, but who does? There's always going to be things that you love more and things that you don't love as much, but I think that a lot of these are winners. So hopefully you've liked my little read through of the book, and it might have inspired you to try some of these patterns out for yourself. So hopefully I'll be sewing a lot of these patterns up over the next few months. There's lots in here for me to be getting my teeth into, and lots of patterns that I think I'm really going to love making. Hopefully you'll be able to see those makes on my channel soon. So keep watching, don't forget to subscribe. See you guys.